This is Monty with Build Brothers, starting my digital inspection. Today I'm inspecting a roof here in the Valencia Park area for a realtor. And for these digital inspections, we always like to start underneath the eaves just to get an idea of the general condition of the wood. And underneath the eaves, there are signs of termite damage and some wood rot, especially on the back addition of this house. You can see on this rafter tail a lot of termite damaged wood. We can see above here as well. You can see signs of tunneling on that part. So as I move up onto the roof, there are a few concerns. First, there are two different types of shingles installed on this low slope roof, which makes it more prone to leaks if not done properly. And around the vents and and these other penetrations, there's no proper metal flashing, so instead there's actually just a sealant, and that sealant has already started to wear away. So this leaves those areas open to leaks. Where the roof meets the wall, there's a piece of metal. It's actually missing the proper counter flashing, which is actually what keeps the water from getting behind the wall. So you can see that sort of Z-bar, but there's no counter flashing on top. So that's another likely leak point. On the main roof, it looks like there are two layers of shingles, the top being a 3-tab shingle, and if I lift this up, you can see the second layer underneath there. There's also satellite dishes bolted directly into the roof, which creates additional holes and potential leak areas. On the back side, there's a small flat torch down section, but there's wrinkles in the material, which means it wasn't installed flat. The edges are starting to pull back as well, which can let water in, especially on this back corner. And across the roof, there are several areas with heavy granule loss, which is a sign the shingles are wearing out. When the shingles lose their granules, they can't protect the roof properly anymore, and you start to see that shiny fiberglass poking through. Moving up to the ridge, there are also exposed nail heads. So we can see that as we make our way across. We have a lot more granule loss as well. But there are quite a few of these nails poking through. There's also more satellite dish penetrations, and there's also a section where the main roof meets the garage. That's been patched with a piece of plastic, which is not really a long-term solution. You can see that this is bolted directly through here. The solar system along this roof does appear to be properly installed, which is a positive. But overall, with the combination of the aging materials, improper repairs, the missing flashing, and multiple leak points, this roof has a lot of issues across all sections. Because of that, my recommendation would be to replace the entire roof, install it properly so everything is sealed correctly and built to last, especially on this back section. We don't want to have shingles on a low sloped or flat section. We always want to, at the very least, have torch down, or my recommendation would always be TPO. And then for the main roof, we want to replace with new shingles and address any rotten wood that needs to get replaced. All right, bye.